So greetings to everyone. In this class, we are going to discuss about some problems which are related to Euler's crippling load, and we are moving on to the next topic, that is Rankine's formula for long column. Okay, now? So those things we are going to discuss, and some problems which are related to Rankine's formula. Okay, so those things we are going to discuss by today's class. So in the last class, we have discussed some problems, okay, which are related to Euler's crippling load. That is, the four cases are available. Based on those four cases, based on the end conditions, okay, based on the column end conditions, we have seen some problems, which means how to calculate the Euler's crippling load, okay. Let us see the another problem. Then after we will move on to the Rankine's method, okay. So this is the given data. It is a bar of length 4 meter when used as a simply supported beam and subjected to a UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter over the whole span. Deflects 15 mm at the center. So determine the crippling load when it is used as column with the following end conditions. Okay. So they have given that the length, okay, given data. The length L is equal to 4 meter, simply supported ends, okay. Simply supported ends. Load W is equal to 30 kilonewton per meter. Deflection delta is equal to 15 mm. Okay, then this beam is going to use as a, this beam is going to used as a, so the beam is going to used as a column, okay. Then what will be the crippling load? Okay, solution. So first thing, the beam is simply supported and the load is acting on the beam over the entire span, okay, and the load of 30 kilonewton per meter, and it has the deflection of 15 mm at its span. Okay, from that the formula we know that deflection of the beam delta is equal to 5W L power 4 divided by 384 EA. So we have to maintain some unit similarity. So delta is in 15 mm. 5 into W. W value is kilonewton per meter. So which is nothing but Newton per mm. Okay. So 30 into L power 4. So L we have to, they have given us 4 meters. So it's nothing but 4000 mm. (384 EI). Okay. So from that, what is the value of EA that we are going to calculate? So 5 into 30 into 4000 power 4 divided by 384 by 15. So the EA value is 6.667 into 10 to the power 12. Okay, now Newton mm square. Here, okay, this one is 12. Into 10 to the power 12 Newton mm square. Okay. Now we should go for the crippling load. Calculation of crippling load. So the first thing, both the ends are pin jointed. The first case is both ends are pin jointed. It is nothing but crippling load P is equal to pi squared A by LE square, whereas LE is equal to L if both the ends are hinged. Okay, so which is nothing but 4000 mm. Okay, therefore P is equal to pi squared into E value 6.66 into 10 to the power 12 divided by LE square, 4000 square. Pi squared into 6.667 minus 4 divided by 4000 square. So first one, the value is 4112.54 kilonewton. Okay. Second, that is one end hinged, one end fixed, and other end hinged. So here P is equal to pi squared A by LE squared. Here LE is equal to one end fixed and other end hinged. So LE is equal to L by root 2. Okay. Therefore LE value is 4000 divided by root 2. 2828.42, 28.43 mm. Therefore, P value becomes 8225.1 kilonewton. Okay. And if both ends are fixed, both the ends are fixed, then our value P is equal to pi squared A by LE squared. Here LE is equal to L by 2. That is both the ends are fixed means our effective length becomes like this. Okay, so this is LE by L by 2. So 2000 mm. Therefore, crippling load P becomes 16450.16 kilonewton. Have you understood? Okay, we should move on to next problem. So in the next problem, with respect to stress, how to calculate the values that we are going to see. Okay, let us move on to the next problem. Calculate the maximum value maximum value of the slenderness ratio of a mild steel column, okay, for which Euler's formula is valid, okay. So here what we are going to do now, we have to calculate the value of slenderness ratio, okay. Now at which situation means whether it is slender or it is at what value that it is accepted to act as a column, okay. Now so that thing we are going to discuss right now, okay. Now solution, uh, so they didn't given anything, so we are going to take the buckling or crippling load for a column with both the ends are hinged. Therefore, PCR is equal to pi squared EI by LE square. Okay. So here, how we are going to change it now, the formula. That is I value, moment of inertia. Area A into least radius of gyration. Least radius of gyration. That is K square. Okay, so nothing but I is equal to AK square is the formula which we are going to use now. Okay. Now we all know that load, that is stress, stress is equal to load by area. We all know that. Okay, now from that relation we are going to use stress is equal to load by area. So if the load is equal to PCR, then the stress we are going to calculate as a sigma CR into A. Correct? Therefore, sigma CR is equal to PCR by A. So this is the stress. This is nothing but buckling stress. Buckling stress. Sigma CR is equal to buckling stress. Now, next, for the long column, if the column is long, the buckling is going to happen. If the buckling is going to happen, then the buckling stress will induced. Okay, at the time of failure, the buckling stress will be less than our normal compressive stress. Okay, so this is the condition. So buckling stress should be less than or equal to normal compressive stress. Compressive stress of the column. Okay, so PCR is equal to pi squared EA by LE squared. Okay, so this is our Euler formula. So PCR is equal to, so we are going to substitute this, instead of I value, this AK squared. So pi squared into E into AK squared by LE squared. Whereas pi squared E into A divided by LV by K the whole square is equal to PCR. So PCR by A. So we all know that load by area is equal to stress is equal to pi squared E by L by K the L by K the whole square. So this is nothing but sigma C. So sigma C is equal to pi squared E by LV by K the whole square. Sigma CR. So sigma CR is equal to pi squared E by LV by K the whole square. Okay, now we have the relation in the previous page. That is sigma CR should be less than or equal to sigma C. We are going to substitute this. So sigma CR is should be less than sigma C. So that sigma CR value is equal to pi squared E divided by LV by K the whole square. Should be less than or equal to 330 Newton per. That is sigma C value is 330 meganewton per meter square. So that is nothing but 330 Newton per mm square. Okay. So now we are going to calculate the LV by K value. Okay. So if the term is going to be right hand side, LV by K the whole square. Okay, now then it should be 330. Correct. So E value they have given us 210 giganewton per meter square. So which is nothing but 210 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per mm. Okay. So into pi square by 330 should be greater than or equal to LE by K value the whole square. So how much? So pi squared into 210 exponential power 3 divided by 330. Okay. So 6280.66 LE by K the whole square. Therefore, LE by K is equal to how much? The root under that value becomes 79.25. This is approximately 80. Okay. So if that slenderness ratio L by K, okay, now it is L by R, it is nothing but here K is least radius of gyration. Okay, now so this L by R value is greater than 80 means then automatically the particular number or that particular column will be valid for Euler's column. Okay. So if the value of LE by K is more than 80, then the column is valid for Euler column. So this is the result.